Okay, well, this is the best I can do right now. I don't know why Studio is so frickin' stuck on the sourdough starter video, and I haven't been able to figure it out yet, and whatever, I'm just gonna go with it until I can sort things out. Apparently when I selected and set up the live stream for this, I picked webcam instead of OBS, and you can, once it's established, you can't change it. Stupid. So anyway, very frustrated by software today. So I'm working on a and of course I can't see the chat. Single monitors suck. So let's see if I can't set this up so I can see the frickin' chat. Okay. That's better. Well, I'm glad the audio's okay. Like I said, exotic wools like dog, cat, or kangaroo. You know, I haven't actually visited any of the vendors or anything yet. I will do that this afternoon. Maybe I'll live stream off of my phone while I'm walking around a little bit. So the whole setup here is I've got a MacBook Air. It's an older one. Trina sold it to me. I can't remember which version it is, like a 2012 or something. Anyway, and I've got Linux Mint Debian edition running on it because I wanted to learn about, go back to Linux again. I used it as my daily driver probably, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago. I am kind of sitting next to a fan. You can't see it, but across the way, about 70 yards, I'd say, is a vent fan for a barn, so it's rather big and loud. So, yes, my fans are running at 100%. Heck, here, let me fiddle around with this a little bit. I'll show you. Big extreme close-up. Boy. So that's the travel trailer. And there's the barn. And for some reason it projects just enough that this mic really picks it up. So I apologize, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, so I've got this MacBook Air set up, and as typical with Linux, everything works just fine as long as you're willing to accept the limitations of the distribution's packaged software. Oh, the fan noise was less. That's great. Well, maybe I should turn around. Well, I could do that. I can sit on the other side of the table. Is that any better? Of course, now I'm backlit, right? That's a little better. Maybe. Anyway, someday I'll get all this set up so that it works properly. Yeah, I know, there's a delay. I sat sideways. Still lots of fan noise. Yep, maybe it is. Let's try dampening that. How's that? You're gonna laugh when I tell you what the setup looks like. It probably is this plastic tabletop. Yeah, I'm gonna switch back to being on the other side. Oh, so that worked. You're not gonna believe how precarious this thing is. Okay, it's the, it must be the, you're right, the fan on the air bouncing off of the table. So I've got it perched on top of a paper towel roll. So how is everybody today? Let's see who we got here. Gut Bomb, Dave, Billgoats, Pem 120. I'm sure it probably lost a few people switching streams. Sorry about that. Is there any other way I can prop this up so that it's not sitting on top of a paper roll? I don't know. I guess what I need is a foam cushion. Give me a second. Because if I touch the keyboard the way it is right now, this laptop's going to fall. Okay. Alright, we're just going to go with this. Hopefully that's good enough for sound deadening. So, I'm at the Allegan County Fairgrounds. Counties in the U.S. are political entities that, gosh, I don't know what the equivalent would be. They're generally, in Michigan, there's 83 counties. So, bigger than a city, although some cities are big enough to actually encompass a county. But, you know, bigger than a city. The counties are made up of townships, and each township is probably the smallest political entity. Anyway. So it goes from like village to township to, you know, city, and then county, and then state. In some states they're parishes. I think Louisiana, they call them parishes instead of counties. Anyway, Michigan was laid out on a grid system, so most of the counties are rectangular in shape. And one of the things that in the Midwest is you have a state fair. So the entire state would have a fair where you know, exhibit animals and all that kind of stuff, agricultural stuff. But the counties are where it's usually where it happens. Most of the stuff is at a county level. So these fairgrounds have all these pavilions and different barns and things that you can use for various stuff. And this time of year, it's Michigan's largest fiber festival. So it's all about alpaca and Angora and, you know, wool of different kinds. And my wife spins yarn, and she's been spinning for probably a couple of years. And this is a great venue for her to come to. The person that she bought her custom-made spinning wheel from teaches classes at this fiber festival, and she's able to go work with her to, you know, to sort out problems she's having and to get better at spinning, that kind of thing. Because you can watch as many YouTube videos as you want, but you can't beat live interaction with somebody. So that's why we're here. I used to knit. My arthritis prevents me from doing it, so I stopped. But I never picked up spinning or anything like that. So anyway, enough about the fair. I'll go around later with a live stream on my cell phone and show off some of the vendors and stuff. What did I want to talk about today? Nothing really in particular. mostly I wanted to just try this setup and see whether I could live stream while I'm camping. I do quite a bit of it during the summer months. I finally got a job where I earn enough vacation time that um, where I can do that. Usually it's into we camp in areas in the state that have poor cell service, so I'm not able to live stream as much as I'd like to. But recently went to Michigan's Upper Peninsula. So if you get out the Michigan map, I gotta do it this way. Yeah, okay, this way. Here's the thumb region of Michigan, and then you have the Upper Peninsula, like this. Sorry, I have to step back. So up here is the Keweenaw Peninsula, and we went camping here and then drove up to the top part of the Upper Peninsula and went to various waterfalls. There's a lot of waterfalls in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So I could do some photography. And there's a video, a short, I think, where I show setting up the camera to take pictures of a waterfall. So you could go see that if you want to see more. I'm going to have some videos, because this channel is about analog film photography as well as vintage tech. Going to have some videos about processing that film and printing and stuff when I get to it. So the other goal for today, VCF Midwest is coming up pretty quickly. And I'm got a table, and I'm going to be showing off my adventure game, as well as set up some computers so people can play around with HyperCard and just talk about HyperCard, answer questions, that kind of thing. I did request to do a presentation, but they had more applicants than they had time slots, so I wasn't selected this year for that. But that's good. I can focus on being at the table. So I've been working on, and some people might not like this, some promotional stuff for the game, using AI generated graphics, because I am not a graphic artist. And so yeah, so created a poster, working on some box art and stuff. It's taken me much longer than I thought. I thought I'd be prepared to actually have box sets for VCF. Not going to. Next year I will. But I've been working on the game, and you guys may know I've been working on this game for over a year. It's coming up on 2 years. Started in Marcintosh. And yeah, so I keep messing around with it, and I thought I'd show you what I'm currently working on. So it's got multiple code segments to get over the 32,000 character limit for code in the stack, and there's a mechanism for combining multiple HyperCard stack code together to reference. And I'm working on a demo of the code, and I wanted to show some of the demo game and a little bit about the editor and what's going on. So there's a little blurb about the game, and then here's the player and a description with health and stuff, and then there's help about how to do things, and then locations. So but most recently I've been working on the map and an editor for the map. So the way this works is you drop you select which locations you want on the map, and then you can arrange them by just click and drag around on the map. And there's arrows to indicate which direction you can go. So you can see there's still some work to be done on this. Right now it's redrawing the map, because when you first go into it, the editor opens the first record, which is this map. Hey, Steve. So on this, I'm using Mini VMAC with the Macintosh 2 compile. Yeah, I've got a demo. I'm still working on the demo, but I do have a demonstration of it, and I'll go into that. So this is that map editor I was talking about, where, and you can see it's not drawing the arrows correctly in every place. But the idea is that you can have more than one map. This is a map that has everything in the demo. And as you go from location to location, if you go to look at the map, it'll be in context. So from that location, it'll show the map for that location. So if you look at upstairs, and again, this is going to take a bit to run. This is an 8 megabyte virtual machine, so it gives you an idea of how slow this thing is on a classic Mac. But here, this is just the upstairs region of the thing. So the idea is that if you go to the map, when you're upstairs, you're only seeing that portion of the map. So let's go to the game. I gotta work on positioning screens a little bit. And we're gonna open the game. Yeah, I know I'm gonna lose my game. Oh yeah, I did start doing a Colossal Cave demo using all the stuff from Colossal Cave, but that's a rather large game, so I decided just to stick to a smaller demo. Okay, so this is called the Tavern, and you know, it gives a description of the tavern and what you see, and it says to the south there's a well. So we're gonna go south. Now I could type this in. I could also use the compass rose to figure out where to go. You can also use commands. So it dynamically creates a list of commands based on the context. Call me with this ellipsis here is for renaming the player. So even though it's called Ishmael, you could change the name. Exit the game, you know, go the cardinal directions. There's a help command. So if you select help, it actually has a note that you find that you can put in your inventory. And there's some bugs with this still. So use note. Should be displaying the note. Oh, I didn't create a note for the demo. So that needs to be an object that's got text in it. And the game is hard-coded for a note. What I should do is, if you don't have, if that object's not available, there should be a default note in the game. So that's something I need to add to my to-do list. Let's use a different command. List inventory. So this does what you would expect it to do. I'm carrying a note with no value because I don't actually have a note defined. So that's that bug I need to sort out. I hope this is exhausting enough air. I don't want it to go overheat. Hang on a second. Rearrange the cushion a bit. Alright. So if we do... I'm going to drop the note. I'll look at my inventory. I'm not carrying anything. If I look, you see the description of where you currently are. The demo is not available for download yet. After VCF, it'll be available. I've got it wrapped in Mini VMAC so that you can play it on Windows. Okay, so we just went south to the well, and there's a rather long description of the well, and it'll tell you what's available at the well. So there's water. You can get water. It's a sourdough starter, yeah. Don't make me tell that story again. So I took 10 well water. If I look at my inventory. And there's shortcuts for things. I could spell out inventory. I could just say it. Now I've got well water. I can use well water. It's nice and fast, isn't it? I'm really pushing the limits of what you can do in this game. It's inefficient code. The database I use for the background is not very efficient. So I got some health and stamina and magic from the well water. So we're going to look again. You know, once I got things set up in for live streaming on my desktop computer, I never really read up on it. It just kind of works, and obviously there's more to it than I understand. Oh, okay, this is a copy that I made of the game. I wanted to have something you could loot that had a lot of, because you start up the game without any objects. Your inventory is basically empty. So I put a dead orc next to the well that you could loot so that you could get all of this stuff. I didn't copy that version of the game over from my usual laptop, and I want to thank Garth Beagle for this. This is the laptop I normally use, and it's a nice G3. It's a little heavy, but works really well, and I didn't copy things over. I was surprised. I need to set up a local network that I can use when I'm camping. It'd be a lot easier to do things. What I did was used a CF card to move things from the laptop over to this laptop. Anyway, so let's let's go into the tavern. So we're going to go north. Now, I really should change the navigation so that you can open things, like open a door. Go north. So now we're at the entrance of the tavern. And instead of open door, you go north to get through the door. And we wait for HyperCard to parse the code. So you go through the door and you're in this narrow passage. And you can see that there's stuff there. Let's go to the map. Okay, so we were at the well. We went to the tavern. We went through the door. Into the doorway. Why are the arrows? See, this map is messed up. So the code is not working right for this. You're supposed to be able to go. There should be arrows going in both directions. So something's wrong with the code for that. And here's the doorway. Where we're at now, there's tables, there's a hearth, the bar, and the stairs. Go back to the game. So if we go, go east, should be at the bar. And there's a guy who speaks Gaelic, Scots Gaelic, sorry, bugs, and then it translates for him. So Thomas, so we can talk to Thomas, and he asks you how you are, and then the characters, when you are talking to them, will also randomly just say things. You don't. It's not always in response to talking to them. They just do it. So that's why when I talked to Thomas, I got 2 responses from him. I can hit enter to do the last command. Now you can't have a real conversation with him. I don't have that level of code in here. Next version I intend to have more of a conversational thing, you know, like the classic text game where you can select your response and select from questions that you're going to ask. But it just does this interaction. So, let's see. He's a Thomas, so if we look at Thomas. And it's going through the database and picking out the attributes of Thomas, putting it all together in text. And it's taking quite a while. And it's taking even longer. So you can run this on a classic Mac like an SE with 4 meg. Gonna take forever to run though. So I've been coding on a G3. Okay, so here's his description. Broad of shoulder and thick of neck, his arms are like tree trunks, blah blah blah. Wearing a leather apron, whatever. He's an acquaintance. There's his health and stamina. So he has no magic. Looks like I need to work on the spacing here a little bit. Yes, we're taking a good long look at Thomas. Okay, so you can buy ale or stout or well water from Thomas. We're gonna try to buy an ale. No, let's buy a stout. I like stouts. Buy stout from Thomas. Now, in earlier versions of this game, you had to type out the entire object name, like mug of stout. Oh yeah, I don't have any gold, so that's a problem. I have no money. And then Thomas decides to randomly engage and talk with me. So what does he say? I'm not going to butcher the Gaelic, but oh, I goofed and did the wrong new line character. With violets and goat's milk, anoint your face, and every king's son in the world will be after you. So is it pulling all these looking and buying details out of multiple different stacks you set up? No, actually what it's doing is it's all text-based. So the game file, and that's why there's an editor to make it easy in a relative term. So similar to what is it? The text adventure game engine. The name escapes me. Yeah, drawing a blank. Anyway, so it's all text-based, and it's really it's kind of a database of key value pairs. So you'll have a record, and that's a single line of text, and in that record are key value pairs for things like the name of what kind of object it is. Is it a location or a person or whatever, and whether there's dialogue for that person. And in the dialogue, you also have, so there's multiple lines of dialogue. You've got, what objects, their inventory, what objects they're carrying and all that. So it's all text-based, and it loads the game and separates it into different global variables. So you have a global variable that holds all of the NPCs, and another one that has all the locations, etc. And then the game parses those lines of text, searching for whatever it is you need. So if I buy stout from Thomas, it calls, one of the stacks has code for buying. So there's a parser that looks at your command and says, oh, you want to buy something. Figures out that you want to buy stout and that you want to buy it from Thomas. It checks to see if there's an NPC named Thomas. It checks to see if Thomas has an inventory and does he have stout. Then it checks to see whether or not how much it costs to do that. And there's code, the response, alas, I cannot accept such a pittance for such lovely mug of stout, is just a constructed phrase that's hard-coded in there to say, after lovely, it's whatever the object is. So the wording isn't quite correct. It doesn't do the right, exactly the right syntax for a sentence, but it's close enough. And then there's a stock thing to say, to buy one, you'll need X gold. And then it's also does a random action by an NPC. So if you interact with anything, part of that loop is to say, oh, is there an NPC at this location? Have them do a random act. Now you notice that when I looked at Thomas, one of the things it said about him is that he's an acquaintance. That's his disposition right here. So you can have enemy, You can have rival, friend, ally, acquaintance. Merchants fall into an acquaintance, so they'll sell stuff to you. If it's a friend, they'll just give it to you freely. Or an ally might give you something for no cost at all, even though it has value. So that's kind of how I've got the game set up at this point. So I can't get ale from Thomas because he's an acquaintance and he will only sell it to you. So to get gold, I need to kill somebody and loot them. And I don't have any weapons, which is why I added the dead orc that's not on this version of the game. So let's go to the editor, and I could create an orc pretty quickly and drop him into the game, and we could loot him. So let's go to the editor. And we're going to go to NPCs. We're going to click new. And we're going to put in dead orc. It's a dead orc. Pushing of daisies. He doesn't have any dialogue. Oh, you could select random dialogue so that it just picks random lines. One shot is, they'll only say it once. Dialogue they might repeat. Smelly orc. Let's add that. It is rather smelly. You could have a dead description. So, even though he's already dead, I intend to make him dead. There's a oof. That smell. Now I could also add sounds in here. Not going to, so I'm going to say he's an enemy, but I'm going to set his health to 0. So his stats are all 0, making him dead. And we're going to give him some things. So he has 1 cloak, he has a battle axe, a long sword. We're going to give him all the things, and a throwing axe. This guy's loaded. We'll give him some well water too. Alright. So that looks like it's good enough. We're going to save. Now this is just saving to those global variables inside. It does set a dirty flag, so if you try to quit the editor, it says, hey, you've got unsaved changes. But we're just going to go ahead and save it. So we're working on the tavern, save, replace. Now it's done all that stuff. I go back to the main file editor tab because, or card, because some of the things can alter other data sets. So I created an orc. He has an inventory. I didn't put him in a location, but if I do, that alters the location. You can edit an existing NPC, for example, or object, and it'll update the location. So let's put him by the well. So we're going to edit the well. We could have objects lying around, but I can also have an NPC. So we're going to put the dead orc there. I'm going to save that. So locations work by, you've got a description. I added a description with a lamp, because if you have the lamp object and you're in a cave, you can see what's going on around you. north, south, east, west directions, and then here I indicate which map you use for this location. So I saved it. We're going to save the game again. And I don't think I got the software where I can show you the file. It's rather large. Teach text won't work. You have to have like BB edit or something. Anyway, so let's go back to the game. Alright, this game is running in memory and variables. You actually have to start a new game. But if I just start a new game, it's just reinitializing the state. What we need to do is open a game so that we reload those variables. And I'm back at the tavern. We're going to go to the well, south. And at the last sentence there you see Ishmael, you see 10 well water. Ishmael, you see a dead orc. A dead orc. So, because it detects that he's got no health. So we're going to loot the orc. And I get all of his stuff in my inventory now. So if I look at my inventory, I've got I said game. If I look at my inventory, and you can see I need to fiddle around with the format of this. Because the description's longer than I gave. Okay. What I should do is rewrite the code so that it looks for the longest item text and then adjust this display automatically, but that would be, it would just slow it down. Okay, so let's go into the tavern. Go north. Now we're going to wear cloak. Well, wear is not a action word, so we're going to use the cloak. I could create an alias for the command. So I'm wearing the cloak and I got one magic. If I look at me, it shows that I visited the tavern and the well and I've looted 6 items. So there's some stats. Let's go into the tavern here. Okay, we're in the tavern. And we're going to, let's go north. You know what I should do? I should have be able to put the name of the location in as a direction. So go hearth. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so I'm at the hearth. There's a bard. And the bard is singing. Let's kill the bard. So attack. Wait a minute. Use axe. You know, I don't like his singing, so I'm going to kill him. So attack bard with And they ran away. Okay, so why? The bard's disposition is friend, and he has no weapons, and I just attacked a friend, so they run away, which means they go to another location. He could be hiding upstairs or something. So if we look at the location, you'll see that the bard's not there. Oh, there's a battle axe, though. Take battle axe. Add that to my inventory. Go east. I'm at the stairs. There is no go up. I think I go north from here. Okay, I'm in the hallway at the top of the stairs. And I'm in a hallway, and there's doors to either side of the hallway. Go east. And it takes time while it goes east, because opening the door is hard. Because it's searching through all of the data. There we go. I made this a long description. In the room you're met with blah blah blah. There's a bed. Looks like this room was ransacked. Let's go to the map. Okay. See how it changed to, we're at this location where we're upstairs, so it changed the map. In the east room is a chest, so the arrows are not right. I don't know what's going on there. But let's go east. This really should open chest or something. Okay, so I look into the oak chest. I see a hooded cloak. Take cloak. Look at me. I'm taking a long look at me. Okay, I'm using a hooded cloak and a battle axe. I've been to the tavern, the well, the door, the doorway, the hearth, the stairs, the hallway, east room chest. So the chest is a location that's inside the east room, and I've entered the chest. So it gives you a way to have objects that you can open because they're locations. It's a little weird, but there you are. So we can I could go east again, because I set up the chest so that any direction takes you to the east room. So like I said, navigation's a little weird. It should be open chest and closed chest. And it's taking its sweet time. Hey, I've been on longer than an hour. Okay, I'm back in the room. I'll look at my inventory again. So I have 2 cloaks. Use cloak. Can I use 2 cloaks at the same time? Yes, I can. So this is silly, but I'm wearing 2 cloaks. Okay, but the direction... Okay, the description, because I have 2 of the same thing, is a little different. So that's a bug too. Should say I'm using 2 hooded cloak. I don't know if I can use all. No, nope. Use X. Use dagger. And it's taking forever to use that inventory. Use battle axe. Water. Now I could sell things if I go back downstairs. Now I can't show you the fighting because I don't think I put any enemies in the place. So let's go west. Go south. Go east. Okay, I'm at a table of merchants. Oh, the tavern bard left the hearth and went to the tables. Okay. So that's the location he ended up at. He didn't go very far. Again, it's a random location. Well, it's a lot faster on a G3. Okay, he's still singing. Anyway, so that's kind of a short demo of the game. Some of the other things that are kind of neat in HyperCard that I did. So these are tabs that display, they're buttons that display different text fields. And if you click on one, it goes to that particular text field. So here's the license. And I always make my stuff be the MIT license. You can take it, you can sell it, you can do whatever you want with it. The credits is a scrolling, a little scrolling text box. It's a little chunky. You can't do anything while it's scrolling. I need to work on that. So just have to wait it out. There's a disclaimer. I've got some simple instructions on how to play, so this explains how the dialogue works. You can click new game to do whatever, commands, or whatever. How to edit, so explains how to use the editor. And then the configuration. I did have music enabled at one point, but I had some problems with the external command for that, so I disabled music for now. It does have sound effects. Which is kind of neat. I'll show that briefly. So if you are, let's say, let's look at an object. Well water, removes the stopper. There's a description about what it's like when you use it. We're going to insert a sound effect. I've got a media folder that's got a bunch. So here's a bottle pop. Uncork. Let's use the uncork. Open. And it drops this text in here that's a reference to its markup for a sound effect. That's the file name. And then source is a reference to whoever is doing the thing with the well water. So, Trina, what are you going to be doing? Speaking of my stream, I will be doing a reflow of a video card stream today. So you're reflowing a video card stream. Got it. First time reflowing. Well, that's going to be cool. You're going to use your hot air station to do that? Okay, so we're going to save this. Save the game again. We'll go back to the game. I don't know if I got the volume set high enough on this for you to hear it. I'm going to open the game. And we're going to have to go to the well. Garth, that's yelling. Okay, we're going to loot the orc again. And we're going to take water from the well. going to use water. And I did not hear anything. So it could be that it's just too low volume. Go into the settings. And we're going to take our drink water and use water. Still didn't hear anything. Well, I'll have to look into that. It could be the emulator. It could be something wrong with the embedded sound effect. I don't know. You can eat well water. I forgot. Use is one of the things, but I should add drink in there so that you can drink it too. Gonna look at the dead orc. Oh yeah, you can rest. So one of the things you can do is you can rest and gain back some stamina. You can also sleep. So there's various actions you can do. Sleeping increases your probability of being attacked. So you don't want to sleep in a location that's got a enemy, unless you've got a huge amount of health. Anyway, that's the demo game. Still needs work. Got a few bugs to work out. Of course, I didn't write them down. I'm going to have to watch my video again so I can figure out what's going on with it. I think I'm going to call that the end of the stream. Sorry about the technical difficulties starting out. I'm going to have to sort out what the hell YouTube is doing here. So, obviously I don't know what I'm doing. I must have set it up to use webcam instead of stream when I set that one up. Anyway, not sure why you can't change things once they're there. So, it is what it is. So, thanks for watching, everybody. If you're going to VCF Midwest, I hope to see you there. I'll be at my table most of the time. I am going to take some equipment with me to sell. So if you're at VCF Midwest and you need an SE, I have several. I'm going to bring those. I'm going to sell off some of them. I don't need that many. Also, I do have a Transwarp, was a 1340. accelerator board for an SE. It turns your SE into an SE30 essentially. So it's a 40 megahertz 68030 processor chip on it. I don't need it. It's kind of neat. It's really hard to figure out what to sell it for because they're just not available. I think I'm gonna go with $200 for it and see whether it moves at VCF Midwest. Wink wink, nudge nudge, there'll be a friend discount if somebody wants it. So anyway, I'll have some junk to sell, excuse me, some glorious cool items to sell, not junk, and demonstrations of the games, and you can sit down and play with HyperCard if you want to, and I hope to see you all there. Alright, so no outro music or anything today. See you guys later.